Experiencing a panic attack is never a pleasant experience, but with the right strategies, it is possible to learn to manage anxiety attacks and even to eradicate them completely. Now, I've compiled a list of 10 panic attack hacks to help calm people down and reduce anxiety and fear associated with panic disorder. Now, over the years, I've worked with countless clients who've experienced these feelings, and most of them have no idea what's causing the problem. But I'll tell you now that with a bit of detective work and some therapy sessions, the anxiety triggers can usually be discovered. However, that takes a few sessions to uncover all the information. And of course, most people need something in the short term to be able to cope. So what I'm giving you here are short-term strategies while you work with a therapist to try and resolve your problem. When a panic attack starts, a lot of my clients start to really freak out and fight against the feelings they're experiencing. The problem is the more they panic, the more that the attack will start to escalate. In fact, the best way to manage an attack is to start to let yourself ride through the feelings. So as an attack can last anywhere from 10 minutes to half an hour, find the nearest spot where you can sit and get comfortable and ride out the storm. That means if you're driving, pull over, stop your car, and then just accept that you're going to have some uncomfortable feelings for a short time, but eventually they'll pass. Panic attacks don't have to be necessarily complex in this case. You just need to roll with the attack, let it know that it isn't going to kill you, and let it subside in its own time. My next hack is to start using coping statements when you're having the attack as a reassurance tactic to help you deal with the uncomfortable thoughts and feelings. They also act as a bit of a reminder that everything will be okay, and they keep you focused on the idea that the attack will eventually end. So you can use statements such as the attack won't hurt me and it will soon pass. I'm facing my fears and I'll be able to overcome them. I do not believe that these feelings are real and I'm in danger, and I'm able to handle these feelings as I know they can't harm me. They're just some examples. Find statements that comfort and reassure you and repeat them to yourself when you're experiencing the attack, and you'll find that they start to help calm you down. My next suggestion when a panic attack starts is to start to use your focus to draw your attention to an object or something around you where you can start thinking about the detail of that particular item. So I don't know, maybe you choose a vase, maybe you choose an object that's a decorative object in your house, a ceiling rose, anything at all, and start to look at the colours, the patterns, the texture, the movement, the size of the object you're looking at. Keep on focusing and drawing your attention back to the object that you're looking at, so it takes you out of your inner thoughts and more to the external thoughts, so that your panic attack will start to subside. The next is to start to challenge your thoughts. Panic attack hacks can also involve what you're thinking. So when you're suffering from a panic attack, it can be easy to allow your mind to spiral out of control and think about the very worst things that can happen. And many of my clients have convinced themselves, for example, that they can't breathe or that they're dying, when neither is the case. So start to understand that your mind, where anxiety is concerned, is not reliable. If there isn't an immediate real danger in front of you at the moment when you're having the attack, then your subconscious is triggering fear based on old, outdated information that is no longer relevant. So begin to challenge any negative thoughts and remind yourself that that danger isn't there. Imagine that the part of you that is triggering a panic attack is like a small frightened child, and talk to it as if it is that, so that you remind it that nothing bad is happening and that you are safe. A progressive muscle relaxation exercise is one where you start to relax the muscles, moving down from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Now, as a hypnotherapist, we use this form of relaxation method with many of our clients, especially in initial sessions, to help them start to move into that trance-like state that we need them to be in. And when you use it by yourself, it can help to remove muscle tension. To make it easier for you, use a guided meditation for relaxation download to help you start to tune out and feel calmer. Or I have one on my website and I'll put a link below, and you can use that for relaxation and stress reduction, and it will help you just to feel calmer. Now you can use it whilst the panic attack is going on, but what I would recommend is if that you do have panic disorder, you start to listen to it at times when the panic isn't there. Use it regularly, once a day, and it starts to dampen down your background anxiety, making it more difficult for a panic attack to start. So one technique you can use is mindfulness, and this is a great way of allowing your mind to stop getting caught up worrying about either the past or what's going to happen in the future. Now there are so many mindfulness techniques out there that you can use. I'm not going to go into all of them. You can start to look them up on Google or one of the other search engines, and there will be tons of people who will give you examples. A simple mindfulness strategy might be, for example, to stroke your hands slowly. You can allow yourself to focus on the emotion and make it slow and steady as you do it. Feel the skin underneath your fingers and think about the texture and the temperature as you're doing it. Think about the sensations and how you feel when you are being stroked, and try and breathe in and out with the motion of the strokes that you're doing slowly. If you continue to do that, it's a great form of self-soothing as well as being mindful. So there's just one technique, but as I said, there are many, many other versions of this that you can use and find one that works well for you. Grounding techniques are another great way of helping to reduce the feelings associated with a panic attack, because they help to calm you down and keep your mind based in the present rather than allowing it to go into that worry and fear overdrive. Now, the way to use grounding techniques is relatively simple, and all you need to do is remember the senses and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'll explain. 5 things you can see. So when you're having the attack, think of 5 things around you and start to count what you can see. Then 4 things you can touch. So if I'm in front of myself now, I can touch my laptop, my desk, I can touch my clothing, for example, or I can touch my phone. So there are some of the things around me that I can do at this moment. Then maybe 3 things you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and then 1 thing you can taste. And as you do that, it helps to break the cycle of those anxious thoughts and remain in the present. Next is self-hypnosis. Now, self-hypnosis for panic attacks and anxiety reduction is the perfect tool for managing your stress levels and creating calmer feelings. One of the major causes of panic attacks is too much stress coupled with an underlying anxiety. Now, this anxiety might be managed well most of the time, but when your stress levels start to rise, that underlying anxiety tends to get bigger. Keeping your stress levels under control can make a significant difference in the severity and the frequency of panic attacks. Plus, anxiety and panic attacks involve unhelpful, negative subconscious thought processes. So changing these thought patterns by using subconscious suggestions can help you change the way that you think. So again, we have anxiety and panic attack downloads that you can use to help give you those subconscious suggestions as well as calm you down, so that you can either manage the attack while it's happening or work on stopping them occurring in the future. Remember as well that your mind is a powerful tool. So when you're wondering what panic attack hacks to use, I want you to know you have the power to take your thoughts and change them from something negative to positive. So if you start to feel a panic attack coming on, close your eyes and visualize something or someone that makes you feel safe, comfortable, or happy. Alternatively, think of the sensations you're experiencing as excitement instead of fear. They're very closely aligned. Really conjure up the vision in your mind and concentrate on making it as real as you can. Focus intently on the feelings that you would normally get when you encounter that place or person that makes you feel safe. So if the place is a beach near an ocean, try and imagine the sound of the waves and the smell in the air and the feel of sand that you know is there beneath your feet and the calmness that you feel as you look out to the sea. And the more you visualize, the more you're mentally calming yourself down. Finally, most people experience issues breathing properly when they're in the midst of a panic attack. In particular, they start to overbreathe. It causes hyperventilation, where it feels like you can't get enough air into your lungs. And this is what worries people because they think they're going to pass out or die. In fact, hyperventilation is caused not by too little oxygen, but by too much. So you need to get your breathing back into balance. And you can do this by slowing down your breathing. And the way to do it is simple. You just breathe in for the count of 7 and breathe out for the count of 11 slowly. Most people can use a paper bag as well, the breathe in and out of the paper bag for short periods of time. So as you breathe in your own carbon dioxide from the bag, you're balancing your breathing once more. Just a word of caution, make sure you only breathe in and out of the bag for 3 or 4 breaths, then try and breathe normally and then repeat. Otherwise, you will have a problem because you're just circulating the same air all the time. In the immediate aftermath of a panic attack, you may simply need to rest, relax, and recuperate to gather your thoughts. If you feel like you need to sleep, then go ahead and do it. Only when you feel ready, it might be a good idea about taking the next steps to stop them in the future. Panic attacks do not, no matter what someone says to you, appear for no reason. They're created because your mind is trying to warn you about something. That issue might be something that's very active in your life right at this moment, or it might be something from your past that's not been fully dealt with. Of all the panic attack hacks we can give you, it's important for the future to try and find out what is triggering your attacks and take steps to neutralize them. So this might involve lifestyle changes, mindset issues, relaxation therapy, and so on and so forth. And I do have an anxiety tracker printable. Again, the link to my website is below, so you can start to get all of these things that you might need that will help you to start to track what might be causing your problems. For more information about panic attacks, anxiety, and general just self-improvement and helping your mind change from negative to more positive thoughts, you can head to rewirethemind.com, where you can download our self-hypnosis audios, use our worksheets, and read our blog, which has got loads of free articles to create positive change.